popping. So I'm watching Pop the Balloon. And I'm leaving the gym and I'm watching a reunion episode, right? And so in the reunion episode, you hear like what happened after the party. And after they met at Pop the Balloon. This is an African guy. I can't remember their names. This African guy and this young lady. I think she was from like New York or somewhere. But anyway, they met on the show. They made a match. After the show, they went out to the club with everybody from the shoot. They didn't really get a chance to talk. Long story short, he tried to schedule a date for her. And she, on the days that she said she was free, and she wasn't free on those days. So he just told her, hey, follow up with me when you are free. We'll schedule a date. She was saying in the post game of the whole date that she was expecting for him to apply more pressure. She said, you know, I done been on the show. The show got 1 million followers, so this nigga's all in my DM. So you just over here telling me to follow up with you. I'm not following up with you. I got a whole list. Like, you gotta stand out. Because when I came on the show, it was me and you. You had your opportunity. But now you trying to schedule this date, and I got other suitors.
Yeah. So you saying you gonna make it harder for him, even though he put in work?
Well, and that okay. So that's when I came up with this question. He was like, you know, the adult. He was like, I believe in reciprocity. If you know, you say you can be, if you say you're free on these days, and I try to schedule with you and you're not, I'm just asking you to let me know when you truly are free, so I can, when the next time you are free, so I can schedule. And she never got back to him. So I was just thinking to myself, hearing them talk about the date, I'm like, yo, and then after I hear them talk about the date, I get on my threads, because I be on threads a lot now. And Threads ain't like Twitter. Twitter got like bomb ass topics. Threads kind of like the same repetitive topics. Probably topics you'll see on Instagram about dating. And when I was going through the comments, I realized, I was like, from watching that video to watching people argue about these dumbass topics online, I'm like, men and women speak 2 different languages, but neither one tries to understand each other. The man he don't care to really understand the woman, and the woman don't never really they don't care to understand the man. Both just want to be heard.
Right. It's about who talking the loudest.
That's what I feel like. That's what I feel like. And then one side ends up giving in and shutting the fuck up.
Yeah.
Forever. When he meets the woman you want to be with. I was like, yo, if we don't listen to each other, we'll never learn how to properly communicate with each other. Because it's like so many communication barriers with men and women. I'm just looking out of line.
Right. And I think we generalize a lot too. Like we feel like we might have a specific woman, but we gonna generalize her with all other women, and that's a big mistake as well. Same thing with women. I think they've generalized men a lot too.
Well, I've had a different experience.
Uh-oh.
My thing is, it's just in some things. Okay, the best way to explain this: men think logically, women think emotionally. Right? So hold on. That's what has been said. Right? So to try to stress logic to somebody that doesn't see logic, it's hard.
But that's the language barrier.
Yeah.
Hold on. You ain't let me finish.
No.
The language barrier there is, you said men speak logic, and you said it as if it was a known fact. Speaks to his generalization point. You say women think emotional. You said it has a known fact. That causes division between 2 sides who don't even speak the same language. So if you never bring yourself down enough to understand why she's emotionally moving in a way so you can give her some logic, then y'all never really connect. Y'all never, like, I notice men and women, they never really connect because the man can never get on her emotional level and she can never bring herself up to his level.
But
you can't go, I guess what I'm saying is, when you're trying to communicate with somebody and truly understanding, you can't go in there thinking what you have to say or your thought process is logical. Like, hear her out too. She might have some logic for you.
Okay, but peep this. Just like you said with old girl and this guy, the ones that's trying to date each other. He just came to her and said, could you let me know when you're possibly free so I can set up something that's we can schedule together.
Yeah, and I understood it. You understood it.
Logic.
I'm pretty sure he understood it. That's logical.
Emotionally moving.
Okay.
I got niggas hitting me up.
She didn't say this though.
But yeah,
she
ain't saying that.
She says it, but she don't say it in her retort. But go ahead. No, go ahead.
But it's in her wheelhouse.
Yes,
that
I
other
agree
niggas
with that.
are hitting her up.
Boom.
Okay, boom. Nigga, if you ain't doing what I want you to do when I want you to do it, I got these other niggas that can do it.
So do you see the different in logic, or you see her being emotional and him being logical? Because what I see is difference in logics.
So when
in her brain, that's how things should work.
Right.
I agree. From our side, that looks a little emotional. He looks very logical. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you bring yourself down to try to speak her language and get over there on her side, kind of just hear what she's saying for real, that's just her logic about what's going on now. And when you weigh them out, if you really listen to both their logics, neither one of you guys are wrong for how you feel. I'm not saying nobody's right or wrong. I'm just saying like until I heard a woman, because I get on the phone now, I'm like, yo, I just watched this video. And then the woman is like, yeah, I kind of understand what she's saying, da-da-da-da, boom, 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 boom. So now I can take my emotion out of it. Because men get emotional too. Like, nigga, that shit, I make sense. But if you really think about it, yeah, she don't make sense to us. But imagine being in her world. Imagine you liking the girl, but the girl not really giving you the time of day that you want, and you got a list of chicks. By the time she come around, you gone.
Can I say something?
So I mean, y'all, both of them have a logic. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
I hate to dive too deep in this.
No, go ahead, man. We done dived too deep already.
But being all right, so just take me for instance.
Yeah.
After I don't hit you up and told you, hey, let's set up something so we can both be happy with our times, and you hit me with this bullshit, I'm not trying no more. Because this is why though. Because you will make time for what you want to make time for. Don't give me that bullshit motherfuckers in this motherfucker. You gonna fuck with whatever nigga you want to fuck with. Trigger. So don't try to give me that bullshit on the, oh, I gotta go harder. That's bullshit. And that's what I mean by straight logic. Like, give me the cut dry shit. Do you got time or not?
Yeah.
Period. It don't need to be I'm competing for this and this and that. Bitches, you into me or not?
I'm gonna move. I just want to comment.
I'm sorry, but
so y'all can't see that
side
side
I'm saying.
I can't see the side vein.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. I did get a little triggered. But honestly, you know what I'm saying? That's what the argument is over. You're not keeping it 100.
No, they weren't arguing. They was just discussing.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
But in this situation, she's not keeping it honest.
No, she told him. She let him know, you know, I didn't get back to you because I got other niggas on my line. She let him know.
So let's lift up the rug and flip it because it's dirty now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, what's
under that rug? 2-3 of them niggas probably don't set up a date already.
Oh, for sure.
And that's why you ain't got time. But now I gotta compete with these niggas, even though I was on a whole show with your punk ass.
But I guess to my point about speaking their language, and it'll help you in the long run. If you ever pick a girl, you got to speak her language at some point.
Bullshit. Excuse me.
Speaking somebody's language takes a real man to do it, because a man is a leader. And in order for you to lead your people, you also got to hear them. You got to hear what they saying. And even if it don't make a lick of sense to you, you still got to listen to it and try to see where they coming from so you can help them help you if you're leading people. So if he's a leader, he got to eventually, for both sides to speak the same language, both sides have to listen. And even if that shit don't make sense, you kind of got to be like, I can see that. And you ain't got to rock with it. You just got to understand it so you can move forward. That's all I'm saying.
You can't tell her you don't rock with it.
No, I can tell her that. I'm fine with losing somebody if they don't want to be logical with me.
So
I'm not dealing with nobody like
understand
that.
the logic on both ends. Like, I get what he was saying. If you want to let me know when you have time and I'll plan something accordingly. That's really a hands-off approach. If I like you, I've presented to you that I want to take you on the date. You told me that you're not available this weekend. Okay, bet. Let me know when you're available so that I can plan accordingly. I see why he would do that, because it puts the ball in her court. And if she's interested as well, then it's up to her to reach out to say, hey, you know, I'm actually available this time. Does that work? Mm-hmm. However, on the flip side of that, from her perspective, the pressure that she probably was seeking is when she first said, I'm not available this weekend. He comes back with, okay, bet. I'll make reservations for this date and I'll see you then.
He probably would have locked in.
He lock it in because it doesn't give her an opportunity. James, you're making a face, but it does not give her
hey,
an
and
opportunity.
I'm rapping this shit because you triggered.
It doesn't give her an opportunity to back out. So whether or not it moves forward past that point,
and that's called
his
that's true logic. This is true logic.
His interest and pressure has been quote unquote applied. in her standing and her understanding.
And I agree with that too.
Because all the men that's in her DMs,
I didn't at first.
all the men that's in her DMs, whether you like it or not, they are approaching the situation with, hey, I don't give a fuck who else you talking to. I know if I leave it up to your black ass or whatever she is, you're not going to hit me back. So as a woman and me as a man, I'm going to tell you we going here.
Yeah, because if we want some ass, we secure that shit.
And the way she set up and the way the snippet I've seen,
bitch,
she's going to respond well to that. She's going to be like, you know what? You right.
You know what? Being the fact that she was on the show with this nigga probably could apply that type of pressure. He probably could and get off with it because he was with a.
He might have had hoes.
You know what I'm saying?
About that.
He probably could have. That probably would have worked in that instance.
Right.
But just being on some regular Joe shit. Hey, I'm hitting you up. What's up? What's good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga is not going to apply that type of pressure. He's not.
Not.
You know why? Because there's already been a what's the word I'm looking for? A stance on men that's like that.
Okay.
And we know this information already. So we're not trying to be put in that category.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
A courteous
nigga.
Go ahead.
This is what
Let
I
him
mean
finish
by
so I can move the fuck on.
this is what I mean by it's too much at this point because it's just like we trying to pay Peter to pay Paul. It's like
okay, I didn't hold on time about, bro. I ain't trying to cut you off. I didn't start this conversation and shit on either side. I didn't try to big up men. I didn't try to big up women. I say they both equally need to understand each other.
Right, and we do. But
So
this is what I want them to understand.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. We gotta go. We ain't here forever.
Y'all can't say it ain't without.